morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abigail Murray. I work for the Sultana by IDZ in Enterprise Development. You are most welcome to our second Togasi for the year. In Enterprise Development, part of our strategic framework includes information sessions, and we wish to grow businesses to the required standard of the oil and gas industry. We also want to offer a database to our investors of competent and compliant SMMEs, people that understand the industry and want to join us to secure maximum uptake of small businesses and the opportunities that the oil and gas industry will put forward for our local businesses. So with these sessions, we want to encourage that the small businesses make use of the linkages that we offer, the trainings, the emails, the business opportunities that we send via our database and our marketing team. Today, as speakers, we have Gianni Johannes and Keith Governor from Nordic Africa. I met Gianni at a Pakisa event about 2 months ago, and at the table he then heard about the Togasi sessions and was quick to offer and say, okay, Abigail, but I would like to guest speak at your next function. And it is our honor to have him here today. So without further ado, I hand over to Gianni. Enjoy the talk. Thank you.
Firstly, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to come back to the West Coast. I've worked here quite a long while, stayed in Hopefield till now. And you know, the CFG stands for Come for Good. So although I left, it's quite nice standing here, and the mist didn't help this morning, but at least we arrived safely. So when Abigail asked, when we spoke about industry and about shipbuilding, ship repair, all these things ring true to me and true to our business as well, and our group of companies. Over the past 8 years, we've been developing our business in the sense that diversifying our industry, bringing new players to the market. You know, you've always had these traditionally big companies, big players, international players. We have our government building ships overseas, building boats overseas, and our primary focus from the beginning was to leverage off what we can offer in South Africa from our own communities, by not only bringing over experienced, really technically advanced people, technology, all that, into South Africa, but also into our industry. So I'd just like to introduce you all to the Nordic group and what we are all about. So I'm the Chief Operations Officer for our group. We consist of a number of various companies, including shipbuilding, ship repair, maritime services. We even do retail on leisure craft and all those things. But our main focus has been to develop a competence where we can offer modern security needs to industry. We've been traditionally building vessels and selling our services to African market. We've recently done quite a bit of work for the South African market, especially we're busy with a project now for the SA Navy. Although it's a very small project, it's very technically advanced. In fact, the vessel that we've delivered to the Navy way outsurpasses what they expected from a technical, and we had some real challenges there, not only from a design point of view and technology point of view, but also just with regards to the frigates that they've got and the platforms that they've got to develop a vessel that actually fits to that purpose, and then for the speed requirements and all the rest, and Keith will talk more to that. It was quite challenging, but we're very proud that we've developed that in-house, in South Africa. So for us, we've used a lot of IP from different industries, if I can call it that. We're the first shipyard in South Africa to have a aluminium vessel, so a completely aluminium vessel with a composite ballistically protected wheelhouse. And that was all developed with our local engineers. A lot of people ask us, why Nautic? Why this company? Why this group of companies? And we like to say that we don't just build vessels. We don't just sell products. We more than that. We build relationships with people. All our clients that we've had in the past, there's an ongoing relationship that we have with them. So it's a full lifestyle service that we deliver to them. We build the vessel, and even before that, we develop the vessels that we build. So we have specifically clients who, in the industry now, and all of you probably know, oil and gas is struggling. The market is struggling. So for our clients, they want products that they can use on many different platforms, whether it be oil supply, whether it be crew transfer, or security needs. They want a product that they can diversify their offering to the marketplace. And that's the solutions that we provide to them. Our motto is, we build relationships. Now, relationships, I've been talking about our clients. Relationships is also our people, our suppliers, local suppliers. It's our small businesses. We've started off in Simonstown as a very small team. We had about 15 artisans and a management team of 5 people. And for us, we were looking at various options in the local community over there of how do we leverage off this initiative, this idea, and grow the business with these various ideas. So we've taken small businesses and like painting services, people who do specialized alignments and manufacturing of small parts, and looked at how we can grow those entities with us. And I'm very proud to say that 8 years later, all of them are still working with us and have grown substantially. Recently, or not so recently, in 2012, we became part of the Paramount Group of companies. So I'm not sure if you know who Paramount Group is, but they're the largest defense and security company in South Africa. And the reason why we became part of this group of companies, they've got platforms where they produce aircraft, they produce land systems, so it's all the protection services. They even do and they've got some armored vehicles, which is very successful in the market. And Paramount found that they wanted to diversify their offering. So it's like going to a country that's struggling for, there's only certain people that can produce a full scope of service in terms of security. And what we brought to the table was the naval capabilities. So just to talk about that, right from the start, all our products that have been built have been designed locally. It's our own research. We've leveraged off some international partners, but it's our own research and development. We've had our own naval architects, designers, draftsmen, and I must say that most of those skills we built up in our company, barring the naval architect, of course. And from that, we took that core capability and grew it out into the various facets of the business. So not only construction, which is mainly fabrication, welding, pipe fitting, painting, alignment, mechanical, all those things, but also in terms of the overall project management of these builds, which is quite unique. And then from there, we took it further to services and support. So when you're selling, it's like buying a car. People buy a car and you want a peace of mind that that car is going to be serviced and maintained. You don't want to have hassles after, some people sell your product and they forget about you. So what we said was, when we provide that product to our client, we also provide that peace of mind. Then we took it even further. We said, so some of our clients, they get the vessel, but they don't really know how to operate this vessel efficiently. And we then developed our vessels operations management, which we had a contract with the Department of Forestry and Fisheries. For a short while, we had an interim contract with them to manage their fleet, and which was very successful, I might add. We also went over, we've recently diversified into composite manufacturing. So with oil and gas being as in a struggling position as it is right now, our business had to diversify into a different sector. So we've moved into the transport sector. And I think most recently, we've secured a project with one of our clients to build some ferries in composite. And we're doing very, very well with that project. We've recently just pulled 2 of the hulls out of their molds. And also, we did some development where usually it's a 3-part process, and we've turned it into a 2-part process to speed up the production. So that's going really well. From another point of view, leasing, we do. So we've offered to our clients, especially in the times that we are in now, a lot of people can't afford that once-off. There's your 15 million rand vessel, and you pay for it, and that's done. So what we've done is, as a company and as a group, we've sourced alternatives for our clients to enable them to have their business and to provide the services that they want to provide, but they don't have to have that upfront capital expenditure, which also puts us into a better position when we are looking for business. So this is just a slide to say what our capabilities are, and which I already alluded to. The one thing that I'm most proud of is of our actual manufacturing skills. We built up a team of artisans, which I believe is second to none in the world. And just a little bit of proof of that, I've recently sent welders over to the Philippines to go do some work at Oslo shipyards, who are the biggest aluminium shipbuilders in the world. And I'm very proud to say that they were extremely happy with the results and of the guys' skills and capabilities. So we spent quite a lot of time in skills development. It's probably one of the most important things in how our business grew. And people, of course. So I just want to go over to our group of companies and just give a little bit more of an explanation to that. So as a Nautic group, we cover, it's an umbrella for a group of companies offering very specialized services. If I go right to the right side, Southern Power, for instance, they're the sole agents for Volvo in Cape Town. So we supply Volvo engines and full service to our clients directly, which cuts a lot of cost for a lot of people. So that we specifically used as leverage also for our own products. The product that we selling to the Navy at the moment use Volvo power. So it gives us a little bit of leverage in terms of our offering and also the price that we can offer. Anchor Boat Shop is probably one of the oldest retail boat accessories. They sell leisure boats in Cape Town. And the reason we decided to take Anchor Boat Shop into our group is so that we can have that little niche. You know, you have a guy that wants to buy a big workboat, but weekends he wants to play as well, so we can sell him a jet ski. Then we've most recently taken on Oslo Marine in Durban. And Oslo Marine is a specialized composite manufacturer, and hence what we've recently achieved with our ferries, we're building up our capability in diversification. V-Craft is also about 20 years old. We bought V-Craft about 2 years ago, and the thing about V-Craft and Nautic is that it's not that dissimilar in what we offer with vessels and things. The difference, the main difference is that V-Craft was always a company that would build you anything you wanted. Anything. They'd take a concept and they'd make it work. And always deliver on time. And we saw that as an opportunity to not only bring that skill into our group of these individuals who built up that company, but as an offering to the market. So Nautic South Africa, Keith Govender is the CEO of Nautic South Africa, and I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to leave that up to Keith. And then obviously Nautic as the startup company. So with facilities, we started off renting a facility in Simonstown from the Navy, and I must say it was quite challenging because we did not have any kind of infrastructure. We did not have any kind of support in terms of getting that infrastructure in place, and it was quite challenging. And from there, we built boats. I think we built about 3 vessels over there, and then moved to Cape Town. And the one right on top is an old facility in the harbour, just on the border of the harbour, with a lot of challenges. And that's currently where we're building our ferry project. Then you'll see the other facilities. We've got our headquarters, which is basically just all our designers and office. That's kind of like a think tank over there. Oslo Marine. The one on the bottom right-hand side is our brand new facility that we put up in Pardon Island. So, and it's just about 5 minutes away from each other, and right opposite V-Craft. And we're very proud of the fact that we could have developed this company so far. And I'm glad to say that we're not going to, hopefully not going to end there. In the very near future, we're looking at developing a shipyard which is equal and better to a certain extent than a lot of shipyards in the world. The problem that we face as shipbuilders, one of the major problems is facility, is capability. So and just to talk about capability, we have to launch vessels from our workshops in Cape Town on the synchro lift. We're very limited in terms of that, of what we can build, because of the transport arrangements, and then also just the capacity of the synchro lift. For instance, we can only launch a 65-meter vessel there. We'd like to build 90-meter OPVs, but over there we're limited. So it has always been an idea of ours, and that we want to build the capacity to deliver for not only our local market, and I'm sure most of you know that there is big tenders going out there, but that we've got the capability to build these bigger vessels, and then also that we can do it efficiently and cost effectively. To launch one of our vessels in Cape Town costs us, just for transport, R500,000. So that just gives you an idea of what our problems are. So we're very excited about that yard. This is just our group core team. I don't want to go too much on that. So what we've done was, we've looked at various different shipbuilders, various different industry players, and kind of thought, what makes these guys tick and what makes them successful? And we've developed a structure in the way that we do our business, or the way we execute our projects. And we've identified key elements to that. You'd see that the block of the production team, that's our core business, is the manufacturing of vessels. And all those various elements to that is core, so we spend quite a lot of time on that. There's a lot of other functions going on. So if you look at engineering and design, we can do that in-house and develop our own things, or we can buy designs. But you can't just buy a skilled aluminium welder. You have to develop that guy. You can't buy a boilermaker off the street. You must develop that people. There's such a lot of key skills that goes into shipbuilding, and that is it. I think, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, I hope it's now, but finance, you can get accountants anyway. The books are the same whether you're building ships or whether you are building a car, doesn't matter. So, just as an example, so we focused our business on our core capabilities. So I just want to go on this the slide is not as good, but I just want to show you a little bit of our products that we've developed over the past 8 years. The first one is our Guardian range. This vessel, I don't know if anybody's seen, but Keith has sold one of these vessels to a training academy in Saldanha. And we're very proud of this vessel in the sense that it's fully designed and developed with us. It's got an inboard diesel engine with jet driven. It's aluminium hull with a foam fendering. And the unique thing about this vessel is that you can use it. It's a multi-purpose. You can use it for rescue. You can use it for interception. You can change this vessel even into a little transfer vessel. And it has been very, very successful. We've actually sold this vessel out into 4 African countries. This is a derivative of that, and this is more with regards to crew transfer. It's a 15-meter platform, also fully aluminium hull, with a composite superstructure. This here is basically our flagship at the moment. This is the 35-meter Sentinel, which we've successfully developed. And I must say that building ships successfully is a challenge. And you'd actually see that on the vessel on the right, that's our Guardian that sits on there. So we've developed this vessel as a multi-purpose vessel. It can be used in numerous applications. So if you look at that vessel, you'd see that the wheelhouse is a composite. We've outsourced that to a small manufacturer. The Guardian is a small product on itself. All the small works that you see on this vessel has been outsourced. So hence I said at the beginning, we have a lot of partnerships in our business. But we're so proud of these vessels. We delivered 10 of them successfully to clients in Africa, and they've been deployed there. And we actually, last year, they do a rating in the oil and gas fields of the vessels. And 2 of our vessels were actually achieved first and second place of these Sentinels. So we're very proud of the development that we put in there. Some of the future vessels that we are going to be building is the 58-meter Frontier. This is an IPV, and we developed this mainly with naval capabilities, and hence the need to expand our footprint, our facility, our capability of launching, and etc. And then also to pull in partners, very importantly. Most recently, we've delivered to TNPA a little workboat. So what's significant for us is that in the local market, we've been up in, as Abigail said, at Pakisa. And as a shipbuilding industry, one of our main objectives is to localize business from South Africa and to grow our industry. This little vessel was the first that we actually built for TNPA from Nordic Africa side, and it actually just highlighted the capability for us, or for TNPA, or for any other local clients of what we can do. And this was a brand new design, which a brand new design, first of a class, and it works. It's fit for purpose, and they're happy with the vessel. So we're very proud of that. And it also opens us now up to show that local works. This vessel is a 14-meter dive support vessel. So this is an American company called Oceaneering. And together we partnered with a local dive manufacturer, it's a dive systems manufacturer. And the unique thing about this is that they came to South Africa to build this vessel. They wanted us to build it. And from this, we got a reorder for another one, which actually went up to the North Sea. We had another one that's now operating in the North Sea. So what I'm trying to get at is that there's such a lot of capabilities everywhere in the world, but we don't have to stand back for those capabilities. We've got it right here, right here. This is the ferries that I was talking about for the Ivory Coast. We recently received, our initial order was for 9 of these. And these guys came back and saw the design and development that we put into it, and they doubled the order in a month. So obviously, it's good. Business is good. It's good to get a double order, but it also poses challenges. So there's challenges in supply, challenges in resources, and challenges in facilities. So these are all good problems to have. So we're very proud of that fact. This is just the history of, I think I've given you most of the history of Nautic already, so I'm just going to go past this and move on to our products. And on this, I'd like to hand over to Keith Governor, just to talk a little bit more about this side.
Thank you, Gianni. Very good morning, one and all. And allow me to say it's an honor and a privilege to be here. I always like coming to Saldanha because I have very fond memories here. I mean, I remember lying out in North Bay in a life raft for 72 hours while I was in the Navy doing my military training here, and running in this mist in the morning. So it's brought back a lot of memories for me. So I've always said I'd love to stay here one day. So let's see what my retirement holds going forward. To talk about Nautic again, and just to let you know, I head up Nautic South Africa, as was indicated, and my function is to focus on the South African side of the business, and that includes all local or government tenders and any local business that needs to be developed and supported in South Africa. We've been quite successful thus far. Gianni's alluded to the management of the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries vessels. Those vessels were lying dormant for a year, and we gave life to them. Of the 6, we gave life to 5, and they were operating. And we've now virtually almost concluded the naval project. We're in the process, in fact, as we speak, the boats are being delivered to Simonstown, and on Friday we will do a formal handover. And we are looking good on another naval project, which will be announced at the end of January. So everyone's on tender hooks right now waiting to hear the outcome of that one. And then there are various TNPA or Transnet National Ports Authority tenders that we've applied for as well. On a services level, the ultimate goal of the Nautic Group or any company within the Nautic Group is to provide a 24/7 life cycle support to our clients. And by doing that, we take our clients through various processes when we meet with them. For example, we try and understand what is it that they require. We then put a plan together and we develop them in training, we develop in maintenance, and then analysis. Now, ultimately what we give them is, we try and avoid the vessel standing alongside the quay, because if in Africa itself, if you've traveled into Africa, which I'm sure some of you have, you would note that companies have bought vessels that just lie alongside without any productivity because they're badly managed, hardly maintained, or the product they bought just doesn't meet the client's requirement. In our case, what we try and do is give you more productivity so that you get more value for your money, put it that way. So some of the services that we supply are contract maintenance, where we could take an entire contract from zero to hero, as I normally say, and we make it a successful one for the client. We've done a lot of this by ensuring our clients make a huge saving on what they do. And a good example, again, of some of the government contracts that we've done. We've just, in fact, on Monday I signed a new one with another local client, which is a feather in our cap for that, and we'll be managing that vessel for a period of 12 months and with an option to renew. So we're looking good on that front. Refit and repair, we focus on this. Anything that we can't do, we have partners that we can work with. And this is where Gianni spoke about skills development, is where we could focus a lot on skills development as well. Nautic South Africa is also on the Operation Pakisa Marine Manufacturing Skills Development Committee. And I myself have just come back from China now, looking at what China has to offer and if there are any initiatives that we can work with. We also have a huge network in terms of supplying of parts and spares, and to a point, I would say buying power as well. So based on what we do, we are able to negotiate rates with our suppliers, thus giving our clients more benefit from the service that they get from us, and also causing and getting them to have a saving at the end of the day. Training, we have the Nautic Maritime Training Academy at present. We're one of 2 institutions in South Africa that are certified by the South African Maritime Safety Authority to supply skipper coastal tickets. So we're on that phase right now and looking to expand further in that regard. However, we've taken companies have approached us and said they needed training in water jets, because some of the vessels that we build have water jets attached to them. So we've been able to train them on water jets. And again, if we can't do it, then we find a certified institution that can do it for them. So that's the kind of service that we provide on the training side. We can do diving training if we have to. We can do crane operator training if we have to. ROV training if we have to. So there's a lot of things that we can. And I want to stress that if it's not within our scope, we will use a service provider to assist us. On the ship management and consulting, I've spoken a lot about this so far, but basically what we try and do here is implement systems into your fleet that allows your fleet to run optimally. We put superintendents on site, we do the full crewing, logistical support, technical support, full maintenance support that goes with the vessel. We've gone so far into this that we're in the process now of virtually committing to a system that basically works off a mobile, and everything is IT based, which means we can actually see when your filters need to be changed, what's the running hours on your engines. If you're at sea and you have a problem with your vessel, and let's just say you suspect that you're getting a high temperature reading on one of your generators, you take a picture, you send it to us, we immediately investigate for you and tell you what the problem is. So that's how advanced we're getting in what we're doing. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll be sitting with the service provider again to fine-tune the system, and then shortly after that, we'll be looking at implementation. And it will be a service offered with our new products as well. So it'll be part of the package which we want to send out. On the leasing side, here we give the client an opportunity to lease a vessel. So not everyone can purchase a vessel immediately outright. So they would require a vessel to do a certain function, and here we offer the leasing program for that. And in doing so, we can also offer the full services of crewing the vessel for you, managing the vessel for you, irrespective of where it is, we're able to do that for you. In the picture that you see there, we're very proud of that because we supplied 6 of these boats to the Malawian Defense Force. And for a whole year, we had a team based in Malawi, in Monkey Bay, to support the Malawian Defense Force. And we trained them up on how to do diagnostics on the engines, how to skipper the boats. It was actually quite hilarious. I mean, the one evening they were training and the crocodiles popped up next to them. And the guys immediately started videoing it and sending the videos to me, and I was amazed to see the size of these crocodiles. So fortunately, no one was in the water. So 6 of those, and they're operating well, and they do the patrols on Lake Malawi. So, and also they also provide a search and rescue role as well. Okay, I've spoken a lot so far about the products Nautic South Africa can offer, and we are open to discuss services with our clients and put packages together for the clients and once again to make their fleet an optimal one. So we focus on shipbuilding, we focus on boat building, we focus on maritime services, refit repair. You need us to do anything for you in terms of the maritime arena, we're able to do that for you. So we have that skill in-house, we have a good team, there's a lot of years of experience that we have that put together, and you know, they say great minds think alike. At the end of the day, we can implement a good service. Okay, V-Craft. Gianni has spoken about V-Craft already. Anchor Boat Shop as well on the leisure side. Okay. On Southern Power, I just want to stress a little bit more here. On the top left-hand corner, you'll see there's an engine called OXE. So we now the agents for the first successful diesel outboard engine to come into South Africa. And we're going to be supplying that through Southern Power Products. There's going to be a huge launch very soon, and we're all waiting for that. In fact, we're all quite excited. The engine itself is a 200 horsepower engine. So if you're in the traditional line fish sector, for example, it's the ideal engine to have, because on the long term, you'll make a huge saving on your fuel costs and maintenance costs. In the oil and gas industry, for security vessels that are running out there as well, that could also serve a good function, because then there's no unleaded fuel being carried on the vessels. You've got diesel that's being carried, which then reduces your safety factor on the vessel itself. And sorry, on the ox side of things as well, we've sent a team up to Sweden to actually get full training on the system. So we're very proud of that. Then Oslo Marine, Gianni has mentioned that we've acquired her, and it's a composite company, and looking forward to further development in that regard. So these are some of the companies that we work with. There's a company there known as Down Water Jets. It's an Australian-based company. We are also the agents for Down Water Jets as well. So we can actually manufacture the water jet here with the assistance of Down in Australia. We've done training on it, and it was very successful. So you can see there's a variety of things that we can do. I mean, I can stand here and talk all day and take each one individually and break it up, but I don't think we have that much time to do that. And then a few of our clients, as you can see, some of them are oil and gas companies, some of them are security companies, and governments as well. And this clientele is growing. And we look forward to seeing maybe 3 or 4 slides the next time we see you. You want to take over?
Yeah. Thanks, Keith. Okay, so I mean that was just a very broad overview of the Nautic Group and what we can offer and where we're actually going. You know, I think this says it all. We tell everyone we're your partners at sea, but to be able to be people's or our clients' partners at sea, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And without alluding to too much, our group is going to grow. We're going to get the projects from our government. There's been reports in the newspaper about Team SA and about the shipbuilding industry. One of my special projects that I'd like to do is I'd like to bring shipbuilding to local communities. Saldana, something for this area specifically, you have the fishing industry. So the first thoughts that come to my mind is, how do we as a company empower the fishing industry? How can we bring some skills to that industry? Keith has alluded to a large range of offerings that we have in terms of training and development, and actually managing your vessels. So those are things that's really comes home with us. Not only in the fishing industry, you look at our rivers, our waterways. South Africa has a large, huge coastline. And if you look at countries like Holland, they spend such a lot of investment and time and money on developing that industry of theirs, and there's a lot to be learned from that. So I'm very excited from a Nautic point of view that we are part of that growth, and that growth is going to continue well in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I was sitting there and I was getting quite excited of what I'm hearing first and foremost, Benny has left, but very important to note is that these two gentlemen are actually products of Saldanha. They've been here before and they came back, and that is part of what we want to achieve in Saldanha. Lots of our people are working abroad, and I wanted to speak to Benny specifically and say, be careful of the come for good, like they mentioned. And I think what was very encouraging today was that we didn't hear big boastful things about big business and how successful they are, but spoke a lot to our SMMEs and what we need to aspire to as well. I heard today about how to respond to the need of the customer, how to exceed in providing to the need of the customer. We spoke about skills investment, pride in the workforce, their partners, strong partners that could add value to their product and what they are doing. Then considering the challenges of your customers and offering them solutions to their challenges. And then we also heard about the development of the company and the growth and where they started and how they continue to build on the growth of the company. And then how they knew their product and the diversification of their products. Then they spoke about localization. That is also a big drive from this community in Saldanha Bay. So when we hear about these successful companies, we can then match where we are as small businesses and then also consider what are we doing as a local community and has it been successful? In other instances, are we on the right path, so to speak? Then they spoke about satisfied customers that double the order. And then mentioned about the good problems to have. The supply that you need to think about and the resources. It was quite fun to hear that it's good problems to have. And then Keith spoke about the fun and the crocodiles. And then the hard work that goes into it. So in conclusion, I would like to thank the gentlemen for the talk and for the wisdom that they shared with us. And then thank our marketing team for their involvement in bringing about what we have here today. And then obviously for the audience for coming, and as usual I want to wish you luck in growing your business going forward. The gentlemen will join us for coffee. We don't normally have questions and answers because we stick around if you want to speak to them on a personal level. So thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to see you here again next month. Thank you.